It's quote unquote your boy, Ballface 8020, back again with another great astrological analysis. So, I have already done in a previous video the solar return chart for Trump this year, and I compared it to the solar return chart for Biden. I did not compare it to the solar return chart of Kamala. Once she becomes the official nominee, I may do it. I may do it for her. Um, but this is different. This is not the Trump solar return chart. This is a chart specifically for Trump's campaign, presidential campaign, which for general election presidential campaign, which officially began last evening at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 p.m. local time. So, and then before I start on this, I want to say my last video, if you haven't seen it, a lot of the stuff that I said has really borne out. And one really interesting thing I had two, I think, really interesting things in that video. One was I said this seems really unlikely, but this aspect, and I forget what it was, indicates like a return to God, like like becoming more godly and religious. And I said that doesn't sound like Trump. So I even said in the video, I said maybe like the people around him become more religious. But and I don't think, I'm not saying that Trump is some kind of religious figure now or anything like that. But I mean, people describe him as very different, and I'm not saying it'll last because I don't know. He does seem different, and he is mentioning God like a lot. So I think that prediction really bore out, even though I didn't expect it to. The other thing was I didn't explicitly mention this in the video, but you can see it there. I had mentioned that in the previous video that in Trump's solar return chart that the moon in the third house indicated that Trump would have a lot of success campaigning. But I also said that there was one aspect. I said the whole chart looks good except for this one horrible aspect, which is the moon opposite Saturn, possibly the worst aspect in all of astrology. And I was like, the rest of the chart looked good, so I couldn't understand what that aspect would mean. As I said in the video, I said maybe like some depression or something, and it may mean that too. I don't know. But what's interesting is that like I said, the moon was in the third house, which indicates campaigning, and the Saturn is afflicting that moon in the third house. Saturn, which can be the planet of death, is afflicting that third house. Not an exact conjunction, but it's tight. And like I said, I had no idea what it could be. And I think it's pretty obvious in hindsight that it was that assassination attempt, which happened while Trump was campaigning. So it really amazing, actually. Um, yeah, so we will look at this as the chart of the campaign specifically. I'm going to admit this chart is not as strong as his solar return chart, which like unquestionably, like the Trump solar return chart, other than that one really nasty aspect, which I didn't know what it meant, but I think in hindsight was the assassination, indicated triumph, greatness, achieving power. This chart says the same thing. It's not quite as unambiguous. So we always start with the angles, and you see here, and of all the angles, you start with the ascendant. So fixed star, it's the ascendant is almost exactly conjunct with fixed star Castra. That's at 23:31. It's off by 6 minutes. That's about as close to an exact conjunction as you're going to get. So that indicates power. Triumph over your enemies, greatness, winning. So good sign there. Then he's got, you see here, Kajam in the MC. Doesn't that's beneficial, but with maybe some downsides. I don't think that's a huge deal, other than the fact that the conjunction is extremely tight. And Actually, we'll skip all the way down to the IC with the fixed star Ain. Same type of thing. Good power. Some downsides though, maybe, but it's definitely promising in terms of winning. Um, the descendant is conjunct with Mercury, a seventh house Mercury. That Mercury is itself kind of like, middle of the road. It doesn't. I mean, I don't really think that means anything. Like, it's conjunct with Mercury, so I guess that's good. But I mean, it's not like it's Mercury is just too neutral a planet to really worry too much about it. Like it's better than it not being there, but I don't know that it necessarily means a ton. Mercury in the seventh is good. That's good. That's a strong placement for it. Mercury conjunct the descendant, again, good, but not as great as if it was like Venus or something, Venus or Jupiter. Um, the moon, which is always something we look at. Moon, almost a full, not a, almost a full, really good. This is about as strong a moon as you can get. A moon that is a waxing fullish moon. It's not totally full, but a waxing fullish moon. This is an extremely strong moon, and it's in the 10th house. So that's really good. That's really strong success. Stuff like that. Success, triumph. That's really good. Um, Venus is in the sixth. That's just, I mean, that's not bad. Venus is good wherever it is, but you would like sixth as a weak house. The one good thing I would say about it is that six is the house of like work and career and stuff. So, career success, or and the career here is the career here is uh, the presidential campaign. So good stuff. Sun in the sixth. Again, I mean, that's not really where you like your sun. In this case, it might be beneficial again insofar as the sixth house is for the career, for the career type stuff. So it's okay. The Jupiter is conjunct. Oh, one last thing on Venus. Venus has a tight conjunction with the fixed star, so Venus is charged up. It's also trining or sextiling Jupiter, it's Venus is actually pretty strong. It's just not that well placed, but you don't just look at the placement. So other than that, yeah, that's pretty good. Um, Jupiter though, in the fourth house is good. We want Jupiter. That's the planet of good fortune, so we want it in a strong house like the fourth, and it is being charged up by fixed star Tabit, so that's good too. It's got a good aspect with another benefic in Venus, and it's conjunct with the IC. Now conjunct with the MC is what we would rather see, because that's like triumph, success, stuff like that. We would really like that. The IC not quite as much of that, but same idea. So still pretty good, and so we take what we can get. Again, we'd prefer the MC, but the IC is also strong. Mars in the third, so I mean, and it's charged up Mars, and it's got good aspects. So and that's good. But anyway, the last thing that I'm really interested in is the it's Aquarius rising. It's in Aquarius rising. Aquarius is a co-ruled sign. It's ruled by both Saturn and Uranus. So Saturn's really good here. We see Saturn. It's got some okay aspects, and it's in an okay sign. Not doesn't have any six star conjunctions, but it's in the first house. So you got a very well placed ruling planet. So that's a good sign. Um, then no pun intended. And the and then Uranus, third house. Third house is okay. Nothing special about it, but it's not bad. It can be bad, but it's okay. But Uranus might actually be the most interesting aspect of this chart, because Uranus is the co-ruler of the first house, Aquarius. Uranus is being charged up by, well, first of all, it's in conjunction with Mars, so the planet of war. So that could indicate try. I mean, it could be a bad thing too. It kind of depends. But this is a relatively positive Mars, so I think it's helping Uranus. But whatever, we won't get into that. The Uranus uh, is being charged up by, not only does it have some good aspects, it's being charged up by fixed star Algol. So Algol's one of the most powerful stars in the sky. It can be unfortunate, it can be unpowerful for ill. That's true. Um, but generally, I mean, in terms of like competition and victory, it may be the number one star you're looking for. And the reason that it's relevant here is because, like I said, Uranus is the co-ruler of Aquarius. So you've got the ruler of the first house is charged up by the sign that like means victory. And on top of that, this is really interesting. Trump's birth chart, his natal chart, not his solar return chart, his natal chart is his ascendant is conjunct with Algol. So it's like, so for Trump, it's an extra. It's a like doubly or triply or quadruply, quintuply important star, and it's conjunct with the co-ruling planet of his campaign that he just launched, that he just officially launched. So that's a great sign. So anyway, look, we haven't seen Kamala's or whoever else's chart yet. Maybe her chart will be even stronger. I mean, her. I can tell you that Trump's solar return chart is stronger than hers, but 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 for we'll see if how strong her campaign chart is. But this is pretty overwhelming stuff. This is like, I mean, everything we have suggests a Trump victory, like a crushing Trump victory. And that seems to be what the polls show. That's what the fundamentals show. So it's not like the world's most great prediction or anything, like some like super impressive prediction. But everything all lines up together. So I think we can see a Trump victory. Now, what that means after the fact, I don't know. I personally think that there is going to be a lot of left wing violence after the fact. Oh, one other thing. They've also got the Rahu in the first house. That means victory and triumph and stuff too. Um, I think that the left is not going to take the loss well. I think they're going to get very violent. I think they're going to use the Palestine stuff as the catalyst. I do expect there to be a lot of Palestine stuff at the Democratic convention, and as we saw last night, if you were following the news, an Israeli invasion of Lebanon is only a matter of time, and the so we'll and that's going to be. I mean, again, there's going to be like, so the Palestine Lebanon stuff is going to be a big deal in America. And like I said, so you're going to combine that with Trump winning. I think you're going to see a lot of left wing violence. I think it's going to get put down pretty hard, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But in terms of Trump's like immediate electoral prospects, they look great. That's all for now. See you in the next.